So here we are. We have this grid column with the span of 2, as you can see on item 10. And if we go into our inspect element and we go into this grid column, we have these two values. We have grid column start and grid column end. That means where this item is starting and where this item is ending. So we can use these properties to place our item anywhere in our grid. Let's do this. We will remove this grid column, save it, and I want to do one more thing. Here in our layout, I will check this div.container as our grid. So here you can see the grid, and I will just increase the darkness of color so you can clearly see. I will uncheck this track sizes. So here you have it. What I'm gonna do here is I would say grid column start. So where I want to place this item, let's say I want this item to be in our column 3. So I will just simply say 3 here and save it. What this will does is it will place this item 10 in our column 3. So our column 3 is starting from here, and I want this grid column end at 5. So I want this item to be start at 3 and end at 5. So what this will does is this item 10 will have these two spots. So let's save it. And there we go. We have these two spots. Or we can use a shorthand for these two values, and that is if we just comment out these two values and say grid column 3 for the start and 5 for the end. And what it will does is we will have the same result. Or here we can use span as well. We will say a span of 3. That means we will have 3 spots for this column, and we want this to end at our column 5. So what this will does, it will have 3 spots before column 5. So let's see if it happens or not. Boom, it happened. Or we can say is I want this item to be at column 1 with the span of value 3. So what this will does is we will have this at column 1 and 3 spots for this item 10. So let's save it. There you go. We have this item at column 1 and 3 spots for our item 10. As before, this item was in column 2. Now we want it to start at 1. So this will have a new row. Same thing we can do with the grid row as well. We can say grid row, and here we will say that I want this to start at row 4 and end at row 6. If I save it, these columns and rows will be covered with item 10. So let's see that. There you go. We have these rows and columns covered with item 10. Other thing we can do here is we can simply say that I want this item to cover all the columns. How we can do this? We can simply say 1 and end at -1. Through this, item 10 will cover all column spots. There you go. Our item 10 is covering whole item spots from 1 to -1. Let's see if we have the same formula for the row as well. We will say grid row and 1 by -1. So let's see that. But it covers only the first 4 rows. How is that possible? If we change this value to 5, boom, it will cover all the rows that we have. that are explicitly or manually defined here.